This is Faces of Atlantic, where we go beyond titles and talk about the real human side of leadership. I'm Terri-Ann Richards, your host, and today I am sitting down with Carla, and we're going to uncover the story behind Carla the student, Carla the leader, and everything else that she's going to bring to the table today. Hey, Carla.
Hi, Terry.
Hey. All right. So, first question, because I'm sure people are going to be curious. When you think about who you are as a person, I know right now you're a student, but if you sort of take that part away, because we're going to talk about that and all the things that you've been up to, who are you? How would you describe yourself to the world?
Okay. Well, that's a good question. I think part of who I am has to do a lot with me being Dominican. Like that's a really great part of my identity. And if I
Mm,
had to describe myself to someone who does knows me, I don't think I will never put the word student. I think I'll be more I'll say leader. I'll be more I always like to bring people and bring people upwards in everything that I do. I like to do a lot of things. So that's where TEDxUNB came from and all the leadership positions that I had when I came here, but also back home. I like to bring my culture, my family, and obviously God in everything that I do. So if I have to talk about myself, I'll be I'm just a 20-year-old girl, Dominican girl who wants to do a lot of amazing things. And I try to drive that desire, drive every aspect of my life.
that's awesome. So, reason I know Carla, FYI, everybody, is Carla was one of the organizer for TEDx Fredericton, UNB Fredericton, in January that I had the privilege to be invited to speak at. She impressed me, right? When you think of this age, right? And I think back, and I was doing some pretty cool things at that age too, but I have a 20-year-old son, and I couldn't imagine him pulling off what you did. And so I guess the question I have for you is what encouraged you, what inspired you to be like, you know what, we should host a TEDx at UNB Fredericton? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, everything sparked from a friend. I think came along a long time ago. I had a teacher in high school. His name is Melchor Maldonado, and he used to give me social sciences. And I remember he did play this TED talk from Tim Urban, I think,
Okay.
when I was in 11th grade. And I remember that TED talk, from literally from I still remember everything about procrastination. And I was sitting next to my friend
That's
Mia.
the one with the procrastination monkey.
Yes,
That is
that
my
one.
favorite one of all time. Yes.
Favorite one. Yes,
Yes.
that's the one. And I watch since then I watch a lot of TED Talks. And I think that was I always wanted to either do a TED Talk or bring TEDx do an organized anything that had to do with TED. And I was working at the student union in May 2025. And my friend Francisco told me oh, Carla, I had this project about bringing TEDxUNB, but I had a lot of things I couldn't do it. What do you think? And I was like, why not? So I applied to TED. They granted me the license, and from there on, we just started working to bring TEDxUNB to Fredericton.
That's amazing. And then I've been seeing some videos of you online because you're working on some other project. I'm noticing them on different social media platforms. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that is? And again, inspiration, right? I look at this and I think there's a lot of cool things that happen in Atlantic Canada. And there's all sorts of really cool people of all ages, of all genders, of all cultures who are doing really cool things. And I think it's important for us to shine a light on that because I think folks like yourself have the ability to inspire all of us to be like, hey, you can do this and this. And hey, let me try this. And kind of that falling into, different seasons and different situations and just allowing yourself to try new things, I think is super, super cool. So yes, so share with our audience what it is you've been up to since I last saw you at TEDx.
Well, I've been working on, so right now I'm in part of a program called the Cambridge Scholars. So they're based in San Francisco, California. And they basically reached when I was doing TEDxUNB. They saw my LinkedIn. They were like, Carla, you should apply to be a Cambridge Scholar. And I was like, why not? And I applied. So now I'm part of a cohort, which basically we have 8 weeks to create a project, and we have to do a pitch about the project. Everybody has to either a business idea or anything that you're passionate about. I have two coaches, which I'm really grateful. They're One of them was part of the YC Combinator batch. She also like did like a startup, like a big company. They work like in San Francisco. So they're like amazing people who did like amazing things. And they're coaching us to obviously do amazing things, whatever like we are. Already based here in Canada, but I'm the only one from the Atlantic, which is another great achievement. And then when people ask me like, where are you from? Like, where are you based? I'm like, oh, I'm in Fredericton. People are like, where? And so I'm really, really, really happy that I'm able to be part of that. So I'm working on that. I'm working on developing Spotlight, which is basically a community, but we're also working on a platform for students. Right now, we have a team of 4 people, and we'll be doing, if you see TED Spotlight in LinkedIn and Instagram, it's about trying to build momentum. And we haven't like talked a lot about what it actually is, because we want to do a mini like demo launch with people here, see the feedback
Mhm.
from students before doing like the official launch of what Spotlight is. But it's like basically for students. And I want people to be very attentive, because obviously when we do the final launch, I think it's something very exciting, something a lot of people and students want from Fredericton. We're trying to be meaningful connections, but we're also trying to like show people that here in Fredericton you can do amazing things. So yeah, that's the main purpose. So yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, so you're from Dominican, you come up here, you're going to school, and you're doing all this additional cool stuff in addition to, the learning and all of the weight of just all of that on your shoulders. Tell me, at your age, with carrying all of those duties that you have right now, how are you doing it in a way that's sustainable, that you're able to kind of keep that pep in your step? Like, what are you doing to be able to maintain your inner peace while holding all these balls in the air?
That's a good question, Terry. I mean, I don't think every day like it's like perfect. Like I'll been able like obviously TEDxUNB was a lot of pressure. I was like a lot of like I think I tried like in that pressure, but in like in the end, it's obviously you want everything to be great. Want to be everything to do be amazing, and you're working a lot to do those things. I think the best way I hold like sometimes I feel like the clock is running out of time. So I think that is like what inspires me to do a lot of things. It's just I just think that if I'm not doing anything, like life will pass in front of my eyes. So that's why I'm like always involved and always doing projects and always like this. But I also like that also obviously reflects that I'm always so I have to sometimes like slow down. So I think the best way I keep myself like grounded or in peace is like I try to like think that I'm just like an eldest daughter. Like I have my family. Like I'm gonna go back home and like be with my grandma. Like it's literally this thing. Like no matter how many things I do, like I'm still the Carla from the Dominican Republic, and I try to keep myself pretty humble. Like I feel like will always be people doing better and amazing more things. I try like get inspiration from that, but always see being grateful that everything that I have, even it's like part of my work and me part of my energy doing, I feel like also has to do with God. And I think He opens the door and the opportunities for me to do that. It's not only my work. So I think that's the one of the things that gives me peace. I think everything you do here will one day pass. Some people will remember what you do, some people you don't. But I think in the end, it's like how you feel about all the things that you do. So I think that's the thing
You
that's
are a wise woman at your age. And I love that you said humble. I don't know if you can see that. It's backwards on my behind me, but it's the humble
yes,
hustle. The
yes,
humble
yes, yes.
hustle, because I'm a big believer in the same thing. I think, when you're an ambitious human, you go after all the cool things, which I've been doing for most of my life, but you're not really doing it, to prove anything to the rest of the world. It's more like it's just kind of something that's innate. It's kind of in you. But at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you always just still feel like you. Like I still feel like the girl from the old Black River Road, which, is out in the country here in St. John, New Brunswick. And, I used to listen to Tupac and Easy E and Dr. Dre back in the day. And that was those were my jams. And I still feel like that girl today, even doing some of the cool things I'm up to. So I love that at your age you get that what you do doesn't define your inner self, your soul, the who you are, your character, your qualities, all of that. Now, when you think about some of those cool qualities that you have, because you do get some cool qualities, do you think that you get them from somebody in your family? Like, is there somebody you can look to and be like, yeah, I probably got some of that from them?
From my mom. I
Yeah.
love when yeah, my mom is the definition of being like having perseverance in your life and doing amazing things. Like my mom has gone so far in her professional career, and we're like 3 kids, and she has always shown me how to be resilient, like how to she's very ambitious. Like I think that's something that I learned from her. but also she's like very humble. I don't think my mom really thinks that what you do doesn't define you. Like me being like, I don't know, like doing great things and amazing people and other people who are like just working, like it's the same in the kitchen or doing something like that. It's like the same that doesn't define you. So like having like that sacrifice, but I also feel like one thing that I have, it's like being very like I'm very family oriented, very driven, and all those things I get from my mom. She's amazing. Like she supports me in everything. Like with this project that I'm working on, she like sent me some microphones and some like recording for content creation. Like she's always supporting me with TEDx. Like we went back to Dominican, got some things from there. Like she's like my main, my number one supporter, and like she's like the person I look up the most and who I want to be, and like obviously give her everything I want. Like my mom is everything for me. Yes.
What's mom's name?
Oneida. Oneida. So
Oneida?
yeah.
Okay. So high
Oneida.
five to Oneida, which is AKA Carla's mom.
Yes.
She's
I
gonna watch
like
this later. She's like, she talked
yes.
about me. I
She
love
will
it.
watch it later. She'll be like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Okay, cool. So when you look towards your future, right? Like when you start painting a picture over the next 5 to 10 years, where are you headed? What do you want to do with yourself? What are you doing in this big, blue, beautiful world?
Yeah, good. They asked me that question when I was interviewing Nicole for TEDxUNB, and she made me that question, and that question like made me think a lot about what do I want to do in my life. But I definitely see myself maybe in 10 years being back home and bringing everything that I learned from here back to my people. I love my country with all my life. We were in the World Baseball Classic and we lost yesterday, and I felt like I was
Oh,
there. Like I was there. Yeah, they took my like it was like basically I'm like very, very like my dad was there in Miami too, watching the baseball games. That's like very part of who we are, Dominicans. And so I definitely want to go back to my country. And like there's like specific aspects like healthcare that I want to help with. But
mm,
here in 5 years, I see myself doing something like business like. I love connecting with people, maybe having my own business, definitely working in like industry whenever there has to like early career, anything that has to do with talking to people, bringing people like doing events. Like I just love that like really, really like fast paced life. And also like, I just love that. And I think I really do really well in that. I think I was able to show that with TEDxUNB. And
yeah.
now I'm very like, I like to do things by myself and like they like things on my own hand. So definitely I see myself doing something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I can envision that for you. I think you've got a ton of good energy and you're not afraid to do things that are different and completely outside of the norm, right? Which I think,
Yeah.
without talking about my talk too much, because I know in the future it'll come out, but that's what I talk about is like doing things that you've never done, but just believing that it's possible, right? And I think that for you, you have this belief in yourself that has been instilled in you. I think it's a part of your faith. But I think because of that, you try things that are just kind of outside of the norm. And you're like, I don't know how to do it, but I will figure this out and I will make it happen. And you ask the right questions. And, I think if anything, the folks who are around you will, that kind of energy is contagious, right? And you
Yeah.
start to create that butterfly effect around you, in terms of your people back home, your family, the students you're around. I bet you even your teachers and professors are like, I want some of that good juju over there, right? Like, let me take some of that because that's the stuff that allows people to reach their potential. So I get excited when I see young people doing cool stuff because I'm like, man, if you could do that at your age, imagine what you're gonna do when you're my age. Like the
Yeah.
world is your oyster, right? I
Thank you.
just love
Vivian.
that.
I love that you mentioned that about like being contagious because I was like talking to a lot, like just talking about the project that we're working on Spotlight and talking to some students. And one of the things that I said, it's like they said, it's like when they see me, like I'm here in Fredericton base and I do these things, they want to do it too. And I think that's one of the things that I aim to do also with Spotlight. And that's the things that when I was doing BP Policy and Relations at the UNB Student Union, TEDxUNB, I want to show people that here in Fredericton we can do amazing things. So that's definitely one of the things that we're aiming for Spotlight. So stay tuned because we're really close to like that
Are you
official.
really close to launching it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Well,
amazing.
we did like a launch about like what the project is about, but not the platform. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, do you listen to podcasts? Are you a reader? Is there anything like that? Yeah. Now, like, what's your vibe these days? What have you been listening to or reading?
Well, I'm currently reading. I know this is a very like famous book, Mark Manson book. How to Not. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You already know the book.
I
Okay.
do.
Maybe I'm
But
not
you're
gonna
allowed to,
say.
you can say it. As
Yeah,
long
you
as your
can say.
mom doesn't get mad, you can say it.
No, she won't get mad. She won't.
What is it? Is it how to on? No. Let's look. We're
The
looking it up.
the art of like a subtle. I don't
Mark
know.
Manson. books. Okay, I'm looking it up. This is what we do live. The
Yes.
Subtle Art of Not Giving an F.
Exactly. So I'm reading that book. I love it. It's
That is a good book.
such a good book. And I
Yeah.
love listening to podcasts. Currently, I'm listening in Spanish. It's a by podcast. So
Okay.
very, yeah,
Okay.
like I'm very into more into like faith talks by that, whereas I'm trying to like get into more like Christian podcaster, but I
Yeah.
obviously like to listen to like the main like information about what's happening. Gaspar G on friend
100%. How many languages can you speak?
3, but I'm
Man,
trying to learn, yeah, 3. I
I
wish I
just
could have
love
like
that. I get so jealous. I don't understand. It's like my brain, like I got a pretty smart brain, right?
yeah, you do.
But I can't, like, it won't go in here. Like, I grew up learning French, supposedly, my entire life. Like, they make you do it from grade 1 to grade
Yeah.
12 here. I can't say anything. Like, I can say "Je m'appelle Terri-Ann," and I can ask for, "Est-ce que je peux avoir de l'eau?"
De lo oui, oui.
And, "Est-ce que je peux," I don't know. I think something about using the washroom. Though that's about all I got. Both my kids went to the only French school here, like in St. John, New
Yeah.
Brunswick. They're bilingual, but I can't do it. And it's like when I hear it, my brain like freezes or something. So I'm always so impressed when somebody can speak like not
Ah,
just 2, but 3.
yeah.
So what are your 3 languages?
Spanish, English, and French. Yeah.
Guess what? I just booked a trip to Spain. I know.
Ooh, where are you going, Terry?
Flying into Barcelona, that's as far as I've gotten so far. I only booked my flights. I haven't booked anything else.
Okay.
But that's exciting because I've never been to
Yes.
Spain. So my hubby and I are going. We're going the end of June. It's going to be great.
Great weather, great people, great food. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it. You're gonna love
maybe
it.
I'll learn Spanish exactly by
Yeah.
then.
Hopefully, yes. Believe
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah, we'll believe it and put the goals in. Before we close off, is like if you were to kind of be able, and I guess we'll kind of use this platform for that. If there was somebody right now that was wanting to try something that does feel slightly outside the box, slightly outside of their skill, maybe their norm, and they're sitting there going like, should I? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if? What would be your piece of advice to them?
Do it. Just do it, like, not just do it. I mentioned this on the closure of TEDxUNB, what Michael told me, people who take risks are the people who change the world. And I
Mm,
definitely believe that 100%. It is better doing it, failing, and like how many times I have failed in my, and I'm 20, have failed, I have learned a lot, I have done a lot of mistakes. But I think I was at a point where Michael sat next to me and he told me, "Do you want to do TEDxUNB?" I was, "Yes." "Are you scared?" "I am." "But do you take the risk?" "I will." And look how it happened. So
man,
after that, I'm like, with Spotlight, we're like taking the risk, see how people respond. If it happens, if it's good, no, we do it again. Like, take the risk, because the people who actually take the risk are the people who change the world. And if you have that mindset that you're gonna change the world, you will do it. Because I believe I'm gonna change my Dominican Republic and then change my surroundings, and I have done it. And I think there's a lot of like things waiting for me, a lot of opportunities that are gonna come, and I'm just gonna keep taking the risk. So yeah, do it.
you just gave me the goosies. I got the goosies on my arm, y'all. Carla, I am uber impressed by you. You are forever, in my heart. And I'm
Same
so
today.
excited to have met you and to get to know you even that much deeper. Thank you so much for being on here today. And I hope you have an amazing year because this is a good year. This is starting
Yes.
off very good, isn't
Amen.
it?
Yes.
Amen. All right.
Thank you
Bye,
so much,
Carla.
Terry. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Take
Bye.
care.